think that after we die, our consciousness continues?
This is one of the biggest questions in the world.
Yeah.
Where would we begin this investigation?
I know a place we need to go. What do you think about a haunted house?
Where the professional literature is going these days is toward looking at a convergence of evidence from several phenomena. So looking at near-death experiences, out-of-body experiences, after-death communication, deathbed visions, and things like that all seem to point to the ongoing existence of consciousness after the death of the physical body.
Mike?
How are you doing?
Hi.
How you doing?
Mike McCaskill.
This is
Pat?
Good to meet you.
Pat, nice to meet
Hi.
you. Would you like to lead the way? Should we follow you, or?
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Please,
Either way. If
come
they're
on
going to
in.
speak, they're going to do it, you know?
Okay.
Let's start with, and you walk in. Gentleman, he appears to be in his late 50s, early 60s. What's interesting about him is that I picture him something, the way he wants to show himself to me is a man of importance, and he's in complete black, and it's a Western outfit. Even everything is black except for the shirt. There's a lady involved in that room. Is that there's a child spirit here that stays in here. This is where he or she goes. This child girl seems to be 7, 8, or 9. She appears to have died of some sort of fever, some sort of terrible sickness. Definitely fever related, it seems. Again, 1880s, 1890s. And yeah, moving along, that's all I get from her. Two people have died in this room. And I've not been in this room before, but it just hit me when I walked in here. Some sort of miscarriage or something happening with the pregnancy, died right there. The events that caused the death as far as the health issue is concerned seem to be pretty natural, and it's quite unfortunate, but there's something going on to that that's a bit more don't want to be talked about, like a bit more mistakes that we need to about, right? And someone lost their life for it, right? So that's what's, and my gut tells me it's some sort of house master slave affair thing is what it seems like. This poor girl died afraid and in a lot of pain, right? And I'm gonna let it go. It's starting to bother me emotionally. This is weird.
In these after-death communications, the deceased person functions as if it's really them. And sometimes there are cases where people learn things in an after-death communication that apparently no living person knew. The evidence is that the person who has died seems to somehow be communicating.
Hi,
Hi, Miss Barbara.
I'm Barbara Cavalier.
Mike McCaskill.
Well,
Good
nice
to
to
meet
meet you. You were here yesterday when I was here.
No, we
Okay.
actually, yeah, it's good to meet you. My understanding is you would like to hear some of the things that I picked up, and maybe we could compare
Yeah.
stories of
Anxious to
how
see.
accurate it is or how it's not. If you would, it's your home. Would you like to come in, sit down, and
Great.
talk?
I'd love to hear
Yes,
it.
ma'am.
Thank you.
Please.
Miss Flo, you've got guests coming. It's warmer back here. It may be too warm. If I need to turn that down, let me know. Okay.
If you would, my initial impression, of course, I came in late yesterday afternoon, and as I walked into your home, the first thing that I did pick up to speak about is a man that seems to be in his late 50s, early 60s, complete black outfit, but like a Western formal wear, right? He had the jacket, the vest, the white shirt under, either slacks or jeans, and a black cowboy boots. He seemed well-to-do. He seemed, the word that kept popping in my head was judge. Like maybe some law enforcement, maybe he was a judge in the town, I don't know. And then he talked about something to do with either the name or something to do with Clark. That come up. And I don't know if this makes any sense to you, but then another thing was some name that seemed to be C-H. And I couldn't get the rest of it. But definitely a C-H. And then we moved forward a little bit and got in this area. Then this sudden voice, if you will, says, there's trinkets in the crawl space. Trinkets in the crawl space. And so we asked an investigation, the people that were here, you weren't here, is there a crawl space anywhere in the house? And we found that there is one upstairs in a closet toward the attic area. And as I got up there, we opened the door and I just kind of stuck my head in. And I picked up what appears to be an energy of a little girl that seems 7, 8, or 9. She seems real playful. She does seem like she's been mischievous, as in she's the thief of the house, right? As in she's taken things, then she's moved them about the house. And the energy that I got from it is that when she does that, she puts them in this crawl space.
Wow.
And so anything that might be missing in the house, I would be reasonably sure to think that maybe you'd find it there.
Okay.
I don't know what's missing. She didn't say anything about what's this or what's that. And I'm just curious, is any of this that I'm saying to you make any sense?
Makes total sense. So far, what you've hit on, the gentleman, he's been seen. The little girl has been seen, and she has definitely moved things. And I've had people tell me that they've felt a woman's presence. Like I say, I've never seen any of them, but you're confirming to me things that I have been told over the last 18 years.
Barbara, there's one more thing. One more thing that I did remember through my talks. Paranormal experiences, one more thing that I did notice, that the man seemed to be wanting to claim the fact that when I ask you, has anyone ever heard the phantom boot prints on hardwood floors?
Oh, that's the first experience I had when it was under renovation. I was in the master bathroom, and a friend of mine, the house was wide open, and we heard heavy steps coming down the hall, and went to see who it was. We hollered out, "We're back here," and there was no one there. I've heard that many, many times. That's my own personal experience. I've heard that many times.
He was definitely wanting me to relate the fact that that's his calling
him.
card.
Okay.
It's his hello. He doesn't mean you any harm. He's definitely a comfortable individual. He doesn't want to scare you. And as a matter of fact, he made it clear that any of this stuff, he made it very clear that he does it, and he didn't name you, but he said, I don't do a lot to the homeowner. He said, but...
That makes me feel
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, he said, I don't really like to do anything to the homeowner. I guess maybe he seems like he would frighten you, and he doesn't want to do that. But he did say middle 20s women is his favorite, and those he will pick on. So
I don't have to worry then.
doors opening is him. If you've
Oh,
shut a
yeah.
door, does this happen?
Yes, this happens all the time. Yeah.
Okay.
This
Well,
happens to Flo, the lady that takes care of the house. That's the biggest experience that she's had. She'll come in to clean, she'll shut a door, go back, and the door is open, or vice versa. Yeah.
Okay. Well, he just wanted me to relay to you that it's him doing it. For a gentleman that's in his 60s, he seems pretty playful, right? So he seems
good.
like he's willing to communicate, and this is how he knows how to do that.
Okay.
So
Great.
no harm in it, but just wanted you to know that's what I picked up.
Wonderful.
And thank you for that. It's good that I got. It's interesting for me that I've been in places before where sometimes I get it wrong. So it's really, really neat for you to confirm a lot of things and let me know I was mostly right. Yeah.
Really true. The stories I was telling them last night before you ever got here, you've just about covered a big portion of them.
Miss Barbara, thank you very much.
Thank you.
for your
I'm so
time.
glad y'all came. I've got stories to tell my grandchildren when they're older.
Good. Oh, Miss Barbara, there's one more thing, and Kind of, when we were sitting, I kind of wanted to stray away from it, but I have to be honest. There was one thing that I picked up in front of the house that is sort of negative, but I don't care. Do you want to know or do you not?
I want to know everything.
The bathroom that's up front,
Yeah.
which I would assume is a master bathroom, the bigger bathroom,
Yeah.
the jacuzzi
Yeah.
tub. There is something that seems to be it seems to be 1840s, 1850s, it seems like. Don't hold me to the date, but there's definitely either a servant girl or possibly a slave. I don't know. It could have been before the time, but she seems to have died in that room, and it doesn't seem happy either. And it seems to be some sort of pregnancy, and it seems there were some complications, and she didn't leave this world in a way in which she wanted to go. I mean, it was just a terrible medical situation, it seems, and I picked that up. I can't prove that by any means, but that feeling in that room is definitely that strong. And for me, for the ability that I have, it was definitely very strong, and I could see it all play out. Anything I think you need to be worried about, anything I think that you should worry about, scare. But again, I picked this stuff up. I just hate not to keep things.
Would you show me the spot?
I would love to.
Thank you. We're just following you, aren't we, Miss Flo?
Right here. She seems to be sitting on the floor, right there.
Oh. Wow.
And I actually saw her first with my eyes and then with the mind's eye. I saw her, and it's just, and I don't want to do that. It's just not pretty.
And see, the amazing, that would be just about in the middle, because this whole thing was a bedroom. The closet, this was all,
So
one
this
room.
is all a room, another
Yes,
room
yeah.
altogether. Okay.
This was a bedroom, and then we had the closet, the shower, and then on this side of this wall is that little powder room that opens off the hall. So, she would have been in the middle of the room. Okay.
I think maybe a bit of advice on paranormal stuff that I know through my years of doing this is, I think maybe now that she's talked about it, it's very possible that feeling might go down. And I don't know if you're interested in doing that or not, but maybe when you feel that weird feeling here, that uncomfortable feeling, maybe speak to her and tell her it's okay. You know what I mean? Maybe comfort her a little bit. Because it's definitely her energy is definitely stuck here, and she does seem like she wants to be known. Not forgotten, known. This is terrible. This happened to me. Please remember me.
Oh.
That kind of thing. It seems that way. She definitely didn't seem like a bad person. It was just a traumatic event, right? And it's terrible for me. And then I tried to in the investigation last night to talk to her a little bit, and she seemed receptive in spirit. So it was definitely a good thing for me.
Okay.
But anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Totally rings true. Because like I said, when we did this home, every room in this house except for the west side, I've always been extremely comfortable in, except my master bathroom. And I just don't like to come in here after dark, especially. And we've had that jacuzzi tub since I've been in it twice, because I just can't stay in that bathroom that long. I just have to get in and get out. I don't feel comfortable in this room. Oh, the boots are so incredibly right on, and that gave me goosebumps, because the first experience I had in this home were the steps coming down the dog trot, and it's a man. It's a firm. You can hear him just real clear. And the older gentleman, the little girl, these are things that people have told me for 18 years, and it's just, I'm not nuts. I mean, these things have happened in Cavalier House, so it reaffirms to me that I'm not going crazy. We have something here, but they're good. They're good. I don't think it's evil. I think it's really a gift.
From the research that I've done about death-related phenomena like near-death experiences and after-death communication, I've concluded personally that our consciousness continues. And people have used analogies like dying is sort of like taking off an old coat. And so now the nature of consciousness outside the physical body is somewhat different. There's some similarities and some differences, at least from what we can tell so far. But consciousness itself seems to continue.